everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a wedding guest get ready with me because last weekend I went to my first wedding of the year and it was really beautiful, and I filmed getting ready. It's nothing like really professional, it is just quite rushed, to be honest with you, but I thought it would be quite nice to film anyway, and hopefully you will enjoy seeing it. So starting off with my hair, as you can see, I did start off by using some heat protectant spray. I was using the Lee Stafford heat protectant spray. This also has a coconut scent, so it's a really nice one for summer months. And for my curling tong, I'm using a Babyless curling tong. I find that this one actually gives quite a tight looking curl, and that's exactly what I wanted for this, because I find that with a tighter curl, usually it will last a little bit longer, and obviously for an occasion like a wedding or any sort of occasion, I find that having a curl that is long lasting is the most important thing, and these curlers do exactly that. So as you can see, I've pretty much sectioned my hair off. Usually what I do is section my hair into 3 sections, and then from those 3 sections I section it even more. I think on this occasion I may have done like 4 sections per part, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but hopefully you know what I'm saying from the footage that I managed to film. But yeah, I just try and do this because I find that it gives me more of a defined looking curl, and that's exactly what I want for something that is long lasting. As you can see, I also do apply heat protectant on every layer as well, just in case I missed anything at the beginning. I find that this is a good way to ensure that all of my hair is covered with some heat protectant spray. And then in terms of curling, the process that I use, or the technique that I use, is just putting my hair away from my face, holding it for quite some time, holding it then into the palm of my hand for a little while and let it cool down a little bit, and then I leave it. And on this occasion I decided to just put it away as well. I didn't do anything to it. I let it dry naturally as I moved on to my makeup. I started with the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. I had a mini one of these, so I decided to use it as it's a really beautiful cream, but obviously it's quite spenny, so I wanted to make sure I was using it on a nice occasion. I had previously moisturized my face, so this I almost used as a bit of a primer. I felt like it would act a little bit like a primer as well, so just all over the face as I would with a typical primer. Then for my base, I decided to go for the It Cosmetics CC cream. I use the shade Light in this, and I actually find it works really quite well on my skin tone and my complexion. I think it's the perfect color for me. This, I would say, is a medium buildable coverage, so I think it's really perfect for an occasion like I'm using it for today. So for a wedding or something like that, it's also great because it doesn't really move, and I really love that. I've got some eyeshadow primer on next. This is Urban Decay's eyeshadow primer potion, which is my go-to, the one I use the most. And I guess you sort of apply this almost like concealer on your lids. Sometimes you can actually apply a concealer instead, but I decided to go for this primer because as I'm applying later my eyeshadow, I want it to last all evening as well. So this just ensures that it does. Then eyeshadow. Okay, this is the Charlotte Tilbury Vintage Vamp palette. However, you'll see that I had a change of heart later on in the video. You'll see that I actually changed my mind, but nonetheless, I wanted to show you it regardless because I do really love this eyeshadow palette, and I actually think it's stunning. Watching through this video, I had like secondhand regrets that maybe it was a bad idea taking this off, because it did look really stunning on, but I just felt like it wasn't quite right with the dress that I was wearing in the end. So you'll notice that I did change it, but nonetheless, you can see just how beautiful this palette is. Onto concealer, I'm using an Hourglass concealer, and I basically pop this on my nose, my chin, which has quite a few blemishes, and I think you can tell in this video as well, and then also under the eyes too. So that's where I usually apply my concealer, where I find that I need either a little bit more coverage or just a little bit of brightening, particularly under the eyes. I think it's great to use a concealer as a bit of a brightening concealer, just to add some brightness back into the face. I set all of my concealer in place with a powder. This is the Laura Mercier Loose Setting Powder in Translucent. I love this stuff. I think it's so good. And like I said, I applied this over the places where I applied concealer, so under the eyes, chin, nose, and then also a little bit on my forehead as well. Onto brows, I'm using a Too Faced eyebrow pencil. And you know what? This is just a lot of back and forth here until it goes to what I like, basically. I start off with the spoolie, brushing through my eyebrow hairs. I think that's the best way to start. You want all your hairs to be in the same place, so that's what I start off with. And then I basically alternate between shading in using my pencil and then brushing through using the spoolie. In my opinion, this is the best way to ensure there is no buildup of product in particular areas, as long as you pencil in and continue continuously brush out. And then for my eyebrow gel, I'm using the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter, which is a favorite of mine. Then I've got this Benefit palette, which is the Earth Angel palette. And actually here, I'm only using Hoola bronzer. I just had it in this palette, so it was easier for me to use this palette rather than the individual. But I find that Hoola bronzer is a really great bronzer. It's so good to build up, which is what I did here. Started off quite subtly. I didn't want to be too overwhelmed with anything. And then just continued to build it up into something that I liked, like the perfect amount of bronziness. And I also use this on my nose as well. And here you'll see I've gone back into my eyeshadow. Basically what I tried to do was warm it up a little bit using the bronzer, but it didn't quite work out. So here I am again, eyeshadow is off here, and what I did, I reapplied my eyeshadow primer and so on, and then I just went in with bronzer. Honestly, if in doubt, bronzer is my go-to. I just use bronzer all over the lid to add a wash of colour and a little bit of warmth. In the Charlotte Tilbury quads, they have a shade that they usually call the pop shade, which is to add a bit of shimmer, and that's what I did here. I just added some shimmer on top, and I felt like it was a little bit more natural, and I just felt a little more comfortable in it, I suppose. Onto blush, I'm using an Hourglass palette. I love these Hourglass face palettes. I think they're so nice. And this is a gorgeous bronzer from the palette that I'm using. I basically applied this in the usual areas, so top of my cheekbones and then also over my nose as well. I find that that can give you a nice flushed look, which looks quite natural, which I love. Mascara, this is probably the longest process, I have to be honest. I actually have a whole video where I filmed my mascara routine in real time, which you will see can actually be quite a long one. Here, obviously, I've sped it up quite a lot. But I started off by using the eyeshadow curlers to curl my eyelashes. Again, quite a long process. And then I go in with my L'Oreal Lash Paradise waterproof mascara. This is the best mascara I found at holding a curl all day long. I just love it. And as you can see, I do one eye at a time. So I curl and then follow with mascara and then repeat. I just find that works well for me. And then onto my bottom lashes. This is just a standard mascara. This is also a L'Oreal. I believe it's the Volume Million Lashes mascara. And I just use that for my bottom lashes. And then with my eyeshadow brush, I went ahead and just added a little bit under my eyes as well to have everything add in together and tie in nicely. Then onto some highlighter. I haven't used highlighter in such a long time, so I was going a little bit happy with it here, but I popped it in all the usual places, so the high areas of my cheek and then also over my nose and a little bit on the top of my lips as well, just to give a little bit of a glow. And then my lipstick duo, I went for Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk, which I love. I started off with the Pillow Talk pencil just to line my lips, and then the original Pillow Talk lipstick over the top. I love this. I really think it's a fail-safe. And then to set everything in place and make sure it lasted all night, the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. And that's my makeup for the wedding. Onto accessories next. Here I'm wearing these gorgeous earrings from Carrot London. They have these gorgeous diamonds, which I absolutely love. I think they look really chic. And then a real assortment of rings, some from Monica Vinader, Stiff Jacobs, and also Daisy Jewellery. And then my necklace is Missima, a really gorgeous green emerald, which I think matched my dress very beautifully. And then my hair, now that I'm dressed, makeup is done, and accessories, what I've done is just gone through it with my fingers, because I find that my hair will drop throughout the day, basically the time that it takes me to get to the venue. So I just very roughly brush through it using my fingers, and I find that that works really well at brushing out curls like these. I've gone for a little bit of dry shampoo. This I think is really great at number one, removing grease, of course, but also great to add a little bit of volume as well. So I find it to be quite a multi-purpose product. And then I went for shine oil as well, just to brush through again, just using my fingers and to add a little bit of shine with the shine oil. Finally, onto the outfit. I decided to go for this gorgeous floral blue midi dress. It was a little bit chilly this evening. It was quite windy, as you may be able to tell from the footage. So I wanted something that I would feel comfortable in, but that also was a little bit warm as well. I guess I couldn't go for a whole strappy dress. It was just a little bit too cold for that. So I went for this one in the end. And what I did to make this a bit more spring appropriate was to add some nude and light accessories. So I've got some nude strappy sandals here. Love these sandals. I wear them to so many weddings. They've literally become my wedding shoes. And then my bag is a really cute basket bag. I love this one. I think it makes the perfect accessory for a gorgeous wedding. So that's the outfit. That's what I wore. I hope you enjoyed this Get Ready With Me video. A big thank you for watching. There's more wedding guest inspiration on my channel, so make sure you watch my other videos. A big thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.